So at one point in my life, I was drinking at least 2 cups of coffee every single day. Now I know that doesn't actually sound like that much coffee. Probably a lot of you watching this drink 3 or even 4 cups per day. But for me, that was a lot. But after a while of doing this, I realized that I was having a few negative effects. I wasn't getting as many benefits out of those 2 cups compared to the harm that it was actually causing me. I found that it made me just like nervous, a little bit anxious, and actually not focused on the work I was doing. So what did I do? I dropped it down to 1 cup per day, and then I'd take probably 1 or 2 days off per week. So I might have it Monday to Friday, and then on the weekend, I just wouldn't drink any coffee. Then eventually it struck me. I had to quit coffee. You see, when I first started drinking coffee, it was amazing, right? I didn't drink it for absolutely years. So once I started, I realized that I had this insane amount of focus. Right, that first time you have a coffee and you sit down at your laptop to do some work, it's absolutely incredible. Right? Now the problem was that this started to shift. And so when I would drink a coffee, I would be super productive, right? But an hour to maybe 2 hours later, I'd crash. And so what I did in the first place was I obviously just drank another cup of coffee. That's when I was drinking 2 cups. But I knew something fundamentally was not right here. Because I knew that if I couldn't work without having a coffee, that was bad. So I did some research and I obviously saw that coffee can work really well for some people and not so good for others. So I decided to look at alternative caffeine sources. So I went and got myself some green tea, started drinking that, and that worked, right? I was super productive, was able to get that caffeine hit, but it didn't really give me that same crash. But over the past 2 months, I have had no caffeine, no green tea, and no coffee. And of course, this includes other caffeine sources, right? So Monster Energy or like energy drinks in general, I don't drink any of those. So there's a few reasons why I did this. Now, I want to get onto the topic of this video, and that is how quitting coffee actually helps me now make more money. You see, like I mentioned at the start, right? Drinking 2 cups of coffee for me did not work well because it became a crutch. I couldn't sit down and do productive work without being caffeinated. But it also brought a bunch of other problems into the equation. I noticed that I was more anxious, I was more nervous, and I was getting very impatient. And what this all led to was a lack of clarity, right? I wasn't able to sit down and have coherent thoughts of, solving a business problem, right? Let's say, for example, my outreach for my agency wasn't really working too well. I couldn't sit down and solve that problem without being super caffeinated. And even if I was, I wouldn't have that clarity. So as you can imagine, quitting caffeine is not easy. And I definitely felt very slow and lethargic for about a week or so. But now I have a stronger ability and a stronger drive to work on my business. And that is because I don't have this lack of clarity, right? When I sit down, I'm not anxious, I'm not nervous, and I'm certainly not impatient. So if there's a problem that I've got to solve, and maybe it's a problem that will help me make way more money, I can actually solve it now with better efficiency. You see, for me, it was this lack of clarity was leading to me not getting stuff done. And because I couldn't get stuff done, that would lead me to then get slightly demotivated because I wasn't getting stuff done. So now, since I've quit caffeine and I cut it out, I've been more focused when I'm actually working. I've been able to step back from my work and actually enjoy my free time a bit better because I'm not in this state of anxiousness or basically feeling off. Now, I'm not saying this is the case for you. You might drink coffee every single day and you might be completely fine. You might be really focused on your work and you might find no negative side effects. But this is just what I found. So that's why you'll see me now drinking just H2O. Now, I do have a tea bag in here, but it is not normal tea. It is just a berry tea which has no caffeine. Now, another thing that you'll notice if you quit caffeine is that your sleep quality should improve, right? So you should get maybe more sleep than you did before, but you'll notice that the quality of your sleep improves. Now, if you are in business or you work for yourself, this is so important. If you get a bad sleep, your day and the productive work that you do is just not going to be at full capacity. But if you can do something that's going to benefit your sleep, where you get more deep quality sleep, you're going to be more productive, you're going to get more done, you're going to be more confident, focused, and you're going to make more money with that. So if there's anything in your life right now that you feel is holding you back, right? Maybe it's you're addicted to your phone, or maybe you were addicted to caffeine and you had to have it for every single time that you sat down to do productive work. It doesn't really matter what that thing is, but find what that thing is and just take it out of your life. Quitting anything cold turkey, whether it's caffeine, your phone, video games, anything like that, it's going to be tough, it's difficult, it's not enjoyable, but after a week or two, your body will adapt, your mind will adapt, and you'll be able to go without it. And it's funny because the thought of now sitting down and having a coffee still attracts me. Like, I absolutely love the taste of coffee. I love the smell of it. But also, the thought of it kind of repulses me because I know how I would feel afterwards. I know if I was to have one now, I would crash in 2 hours. I would feel horrible and I would just feel off. And one thing I've really noticed like over the last few years is that if your health is off, your health is not in a good place, like your wealth correlates to your health. And I know that's kind of cliche. You hear people saying your health is your wealth and all of that stuff. But ultimately, if your health is off, a lot of times that's going to affect your wealth. Right now, of course, there's some people who are extremely overweight, extremely unhealthy, and they make a lot of money. That's not the point of this. I'm not saying if you're healthy, you're going to make a lot of money. But if you can find something in your routine regarding your health that is throwing off your focus, your ability to sit down and work, and your ability to concentrate, that's going to affect your wealth because, your wealth is created by the work you do. And if the work you do is not optimized, you're not going to be able to make as much money. So a bit of a different video today. I hope you did enjoy that little snippet of why I basically quit caffeine. If you're new here, make sure to hit subscribe. We talk about everything related to entrepreneurship and basically social media marketing on this channel. And if you enjoyed this type of video and you want me to dive into more topics in relation to health and lifestyle design, let me know in the comments below. And before you go, please do drop a thumbs up below. It would really, really help me out and I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, if you want to work one-to-one with me and you want my one-to-one guidance on how you can start social media marketing and starting an agency or a freelance business in the best way possible, you can book in a call with myself and we can see if I can help you out. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.